Running Routes, Season 2, Episode 2. How we feeling, boys? We got Nick, we got Eddie,
Hey,
Charlie.
ready. Let's get go. NFC time.
NFC. Run down all the divisions, give our picks and predictions. Do a little team by team, dig around, see what we got there, see what we're watching for.
The little brother.
Yeah.
NFC.
Yeah. They were big brother last year, though.
Yeah.
They came out on top last year.
I'm calling it little brother right now.
It looks
Big
like it's
brother?
shaping up that way.
Big brother, AFC.
I got a couple of teams in the NFC maybe taking it, but we'll see.
It's tough to create distance with the teams. As I was going through it, it was hard. Let's start at the top. We'll start at the NFC East. Or we want to jump in? We want to go Philly first? We want to go Dallas first? When are you guys feeling?
We could do Dallas first because I got them taking the division.
Okay. Cowboys coming off a 12-5 season last year.
Yep.
Surprise, one and done in the playoffs. Still haven't got that monkey off their back. But as a team, they looked pretty good last year. They had some key losses. Let Amari Cooper walk. Suspect kind of around the wide receiver room at this point in time, losing James Washington, and Gallup's still not back from the injury. How you guys feeling about the Cowboys? I know neither one of you guys feel good about the Cowboys, and you never will. Granted, but from an objective point of view, how do we feel about the Cowboys?
Well, I'll go.
They're going to be a problem. No question about it.
For sure.
Dak Prescott,
An
you
issue.
think?
I mean,
An issue.
Coming off a full season after the injuries, looked
Best quarterback in the division.
pretty dang good last year.
yeah, 37 touchdowns, 37 touchdowns, 10 INTs.
Best quarterback in
104 rating.
East.
I think he was first.
Definitely
in the ratings
proved
last
he was
year.
worth the money, I think.
No,
all
A-Rod
around.
was first. Dak was second, but A-Rod had like 111.
Still the best in the NFC
Rating.
East.
Yeah.
Still the best quarter. I mean,
It was an impressive season, I think, from him. And then that defense, that came out of nowhere from me.
Parsons.
I
came out of nowhere.
was thinking if
Parsons.
they were gonna ascend, it was gonna take a middle of the pack defense, and that defense, they were turning the ball over like crazy, scoring points.
Yep.
Parsons
Yep, they
and
led
Diggs.
the league with interceptions, and that was because of Diggs was having a crazy season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but hold up. Let's not.
and then,
get
Parsons, if
Let's
you
not get off Diggs real quick. Hold up.
Go ahead.
Hold up. I heard Jalen Ramsey and them boys talking about Diggs on a podcast. They were talking about Diggs, and the one dude, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, man, but he was like, Diggs gave up over 1,000 yards receiving.
He did have his shares of letting somebody go by him.
But Jalen Ramsey was like, yeah, but he led the league in interceptions.
Yeah, but they had Brown on the other side too, who had another fantastic season. He had 3 picks himself, and he also had Diggs had 11 with like a right at 50% completion percentage on him. Same with Brown was like 54% completion percentage. So they were possibly the best cornerback duo in the East. We'll see with Bradbury now coming over.
But I mean, think about it. If he
To
was
the Eagles with
if he was an
Slay.
Good point.
ideal zone corner and he played zone like a normal person, maybe
Well,
the New England Patriots aren't in that game for them to lose it by 1 anyway.
Diggs also gave
know what
up
I mean?
5
Like-
touchdowns, and Brown gave up 4.
and 1,000 yards.
Another big thing.
So no, that I was just because I remember them talking about. I watched a little snippet or whatever, and they were complaining about him giving up so many yards and the interceptions. I mean, wouldn't you think that like at the same time giving up that many yards, at the same time you're like kind of like fixing it because every time you give up those yards, maybe say like next series you intercept it, your team scores. I don't know what the point differential was.
Yeah, the plays he
But I
was
mean,
making
We're like to the
affected
house.
game.
I mean,
clearly.
he scored touchdowns. I mean,
If you
even
think he's
though-
not at his pinnacle already, then you're crazy.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just
I'm just saying. I was just saying to the people.
right. No, like I'm asking the question, like, like if he played the position, say a little bit different, like would we even be saying his name? But because stats matter.
because he
and
does gamble and stuff like
and
that.
interceptions are such a, I mean,
it's such a turnovers are such a
Yeah.
big part of the game. If you win the turnover battle, you're
We're talking about Parsons
in
or
the
Diggs still?
advantage.
Diggs.
Still talking about Diggs.
Yeah.
Diggs.
Okay.
I mean, you go to Parsons. He's coming into year 2. I heard him. I was watching NFL Network, and he's talking about the first half of the season. I was just playing off of instincts. Like half the time I didn't really know what I was doing, where I was supposed to be. And he's like, as the season developed, I started to figure this stuff out.
His knack to get to the ball.
I mean,
they call that it started to slow down for him. The game starts slowing down.
And then you sign Anthony Barr here just recently. To me, that signals, okay, we can let him do a little bit more of free range type of stuff because you've got a solid, guy. Obviously, he's going to have to get up to speed on the defense, but Dan Quinn did a hell of a job for them last year.
For sure.
And, you look at the offensive side of the ball. They ran the ball very well with the combo of Zeke and Pollard. You could tell Zeke's, his best days may be behind him. They honestly may be. But in tandem with Pollard, they were a force
100%.
last year. They were a
100%.
force. They had 134 yards per game on the ground last year.
Smash and dash.
Yeah. Yeah, but you could tell when Pollard came into the game, he had way more juice. I mean, he was making plays happen left and right. So we'll see how that kind of materializes. But and they took some hits with the offensive line. You lost Collins.
Yep.
What was the other?
Williams.
Connor Williams to the Dolphins. But they're pretty deep there. They've drafted really well.
Zach Martin's still there.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith hasn't played more than 12 games, but they drafted Tyler Smith from Tulsa to take over for Collins.
So what do you guys think your order is? What do we just jump on the order real quick and then we'll get back on the team. So what do you guys think your order is?
Well, right now as it stands, it's got to be Dallas, then Philly until Philly takes it from them. And then I really got Giants and then the Commanders, but it's a
Didn't
tight
you have
one.
the Giants in that spot last year?
It's a tight one for me though, only because
I
it's Daniel Jones really didn't get any more help. Kadarius Toney's the only. We'll get there soon, but he's the only guy.
Right now, I just wanted to know the order
with any kind of
my order mirrors Nick's
for next season, but
I think Washington's at the bottom. I think Dallas is at the top. Philly is nipping at their heels, so it wouldn't surprise me to see them there at the end of the season, but it's Dallas, Philly, Giants, and Washington. For me.
I'm going exactly the exact same as you guys, but I'm gonna switch one team.
First time, I think.
I'm gonna put the Eagles. I'm gonna have the Eagles take the division.
Okay.
And I think that we were talking about this before, and why I think the Eagles are gonna take that division is obviously there's some questions still with Jalen. We think maybe Jalen is or isn't the guy, but he hasn't showed me he's not, right? So I mean,
fair.
He's got a high ceiling then to me,
The
in my eyes.
high.
Only because he has shown me that he can do a lot of stuff out there, not just run the ball. He can complete throws. I mean, it just doesn't seem to look like he's completing them when they know he's throwing. That's my only worry, And I think this year he should be able to read the field a lot better. We'll see a little bit.
Second year in offense.
Yeah, we'll see some more out of him this year. Maybe we'll let it rip this year. This year it'll rip a little more than it did last year.
So you're feeling kind of a step back from Dallas and kind of a bump up from Philly?
I think, and they're already talking, Nakobe Dean's not an athlete, and this and that.
Brought in a lot of pieces on defense.
Listen. We'll get into Philly here in a minute, because
I think what Jordan Davis Jordan Davis is already beating double teams at practice with the pads on.
So the D-line is a strength.
Right now.
Could be the best.
Add a healthy Brendan Graham, add a healthy Javon Hargrave.
And the Eagles' offensive line is no slouch. Okay?
Absolutely.
They damn near led the league last year in rushing. They are no slouch.
Oh, and all five starters are coming back.
And that's kind of like, I'm not saying I don't like the trenches on Dallas. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, they lost a couple of guys, though. It's going to change.
I'm just saying them getting Jordan Davis. And, I talked about privately my worry about him, but I'm just going to let it rip. And I'm going to say that them getting Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean you may not see it week 1 with Nakobe, but you're gonna know that first game when you see him come out, that D tackle, Jordan Davis. When you see him come out,
because he's not gonna have to play every snap. He's gonna get to be a rotational guy.
He's not gonna.
And he's gonna be a force.
When he comes in, you're not gonna be able to forget him.
Sure.
And it's going to be every play he comes in, dude. I'm telling you, bro, when you're talking about pushing around the Eagles' offensive line, double team, like any two offensive linemen on that squad. I mean, I'm a Giant fan, but that line is good. They're good. And Jordan Davis pushing two of them dudes around it. Bro, I'm telling you, the whole division's going to be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And Dallas Dallas's offense is going to get tested early and often. And their run game is just I don't know that the run game is going to be able to happen on the Eagles. Then when you say the run game's not going to happen for Dallas against the Eagles, then you're like, let's take a step back, try to throw the ball. Okay, let's try to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Because now you got Bradbury back there. I like he's good at the zone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you got the stud still on the other side, lock them down and slay them on Slay Island. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like the linebacking core.
Hassan Reddick,
I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing.
We just stacked up,
and it's a lot of new pieces. Yeah, and there's a lot of movement going on. Yeah, and maybe it might be too much movement, to be successful, or it might not be. And I mean, we seen how good the Eagles were last year, and we were just like, what are they missing? What is it? Could it be the D line? Because everybody was chipped up last year, and things.
Offensive line was chipped up too.
Now you're like, they're all coming back. I mean, it's hard for me to see it any other way.
On paper,
it hurts me. It pains me to say the
good.
Eagles. It pains me. I want to be saying the Giants. But I'm going to go Eagles, Dallas, Giants, Washington.
And talk to me a little bit about the Giants. Why do you got them above Washington?
I don't like it. I don't like none of it, right? I don't like it. But
you're talking about Giants camp?
Yeah. I mean, well,
what you're seeing so far?
No, I'm not saying that I like or dislike what I've seen at camp. I don't like the stuff coming out of what the reporters have reported on camp, because I've watched 30, 40 minutes of everything that the Giants have done, and I didn't get any of these vibes from these articles that were being reported about Evan Neal getting dogged in camp against Shane Ximenez. I mean, you listen to Sean O'Hara talk about these drills. These drills are designed for the defensive ends and defensive players to be successful in this drill. Mm-hmm. Okay, but if you can hold your own in this drill, Andrew Thomas against Kayvon Thibodeau 4 or 5 times, Thibodeau gets passed once in a drill designed for that defensive end to have success in the drill. He gets past Thomas once, and it wasn't even a clean past him once. It was ugly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He almost fell trying to get around him. It wasn't a clean pass. It was an ugly pass.
Thomas seemed to got past him. Come along and make some steps in the right direction last year. The offensive line wasn't as bad at the end of the year to me when I was watching as they were when they started.
Actually. Right in the middle of the pack.
They looked like their run blocking got way better as the season developed, and Daniel Jones didn't take as many hits as I had seen in the previous couple of seasons,
only
leading to a lot of those fumbles and stuff like that. Do you feel like
10 TDs,
the offensive line is catching up now with the defensive line?
No,
and maybe
because there's not one guy coming back.
I mean, you guys lost Jabril Peppers, Bradbury, Logan Ryan.
Lots of veterans.
All you have left is Adoree Jackson and McKinney. I mean, Adoree Jackson had a solid season last year. McKinney had a solid season.
McKinney's got the green sticker, so.
But McKinney was flying around making plays.
He's a good mentor for the new guy coming in.
Just know that I've been down on McKinney, but McKinney's got the green sticker, so you know.
Nice.
Blake Martinez is going to be back.
And ladies
healthy.
and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know what the green sticker is, okay, that means he's the quarterback of the defense. Mm-hmm. Now, primarily, that sticker would go to a linebacker. Primarily, 90% of the time, the person wearing the mic, the headphones, and the helmet is going to be a middle linebacker. Okay, but it just so happens that McKinney's been doing good enough. All right, and already, if he's got this sticker, he's coming down in the box, and he will play linebacker. He will play that position. Okay, but he's going to be calling the plays on defense. All right, so, that's big. We'll see how that, if he wears the sticker all year, we'll see.
He had 6 picks last year, and given everybody that Nick just named off that left the building, he's probably the most talented guy able to step up and maybe call the shots on defense.
To just loop back round to answer your question about the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
No, not one offensive lineman that played last year.
You lose Will Hernandez, your one stalwart that was left over.
Is starting this season. So it's a completely new 5 guys. I don't feel good about that. I don't really feel good about that. But the one thing I do feel good about is the North Carolina offensive lineman that we drafted number 4 in the fourth round. I seen this kid in a couple of those drills grab a hold of people, and they don't get away from him. And they were already saying how secretly good him and the other guard from North Carolina are at run blocking.
We talked about that after the draft, and I liked it that they drafted both of them ultimately. I felt it was good because they'd have some chemistry together. At least they've played together.
Learn together.
And, yeah, exactly.
One gets it, they both get it.
You got that little bit of communication going on into a world where you're stepping in and you're brand new, you're the new guy, but at least you know somebody on the line. You can kind of kick around, hey, what's this guy doing? What's this guy want? And you got a little bit of friendship, a little bit more camaraderie. And that whole line is young, but there's talent there, man. There's talent. Evan Neal, I think one day will blossom into a Pro Bowl type tackle.
The problem is there's no weapons on the offense. It's the same thing for Daniel Jones.
You got to keep him healthy. Yeah, you got to keep him healthy.
Shepard can't stay on the field.
I've heard some good things out of Giants camp as far as things that I like, as far as they're running a lot more motion in the offense and they're running a lot more motion in the defense. So they're moving pieces around. I like those type of things because they keep the other side of the ball guessing.
Well, Blake Martinez is coming back healthy too, right? And
then
I like the kid
but he's
Tate
not
Crowder.
coming. He's not. I don't think he's going to be around week 1. That's why they got McKinney wearing a green sticker. Otherwise, of course, it would be Martinez. But you got the kid that's
still recovering.
I think his name's YUK something, YCK, something like that, out of Kentucky, the safety. They're saying, he's looking good and using. Bunker. Yeah, I can't remember how to pronounce the last name. I heard it once or twice, but dude, we drafted him late. It's a safety. Dane Belton going down.
I mean, really you got Julian Love. He made plays last year. He was solid and reliable. Darnay Holmes made plays last year, solid and reliable. I worry about your other boundary corner and what, it's thin and it's young.
What can Robinson do at a UCF?
Yeah.
What can
he be the guy? Can he solidify that at least to hold it down to where people aren't picking on that side of the field?
Can he
and
at least John Ross us? Can we at least get a John Ross type of career out of him? If so, then that means we could at least get a good 3-4 years out of him, and I think that'll be.
I think this is his breakout year, Kadarius Toney. For sure,
stay healthy.
I think that's if Robinson doesn't pass him. That's it. That's if the kid out of Kentucky doesn't pass him. Wandell.
But I think I should have switched up what I said. I think that Kadarius Toney has the most potential coming to the season to have a breakout season.
I'm still not impressed with his hands more than 15 yards down the field. He's got to show me that he can make those catches. I've seen too many. I've watched a little bit of their practice and stuff, and I still see it there. And I remember watching him in Florida, and around the line of scrimmage,
that's all he got.
He's an animal.
That's all he got, though.
I want to see you pulling in the outs, 15-yard out for a first down, 10-yard out for a first down. I want to see you across the middle pulling in a 15-yard pass. Like, those are the consistently things, and not worrying about making a wow play, just securing the catch, because the Giants need
if Sterling Shepard could stay on the field, he would be their best receiver.
Absolutely, but he never can stay on the field.
Every time he steps on the field.
I love Sterling Shepard, but dude cannot stay healthy.
Yeah, you've stuck up for him for years now.
He's a good receiver, but
I never said he wasn't. I never said he wasn't. I never said he wasn't good. I'll never say that.
Here's another big thing for the Giants. They were 31st in points per game, 31st in yards per game. Allowed on defense. Their O-line was 27th by PFF. They let up 4.5 yards per carry. I mean, it keeps getting worse. The offense
they were
was
bad in a lot
no different.
Of areas.
It was like 32nd in points per game on offense and 30th.
Their red zone was the thing that stuck out the most to me on offense, and they were 31st in the league last year. Like, they would be in games. They would be close in games.
To the end.
And they just could not
get over the hump.
Touchdowns on the board. That too many times kicking field goals when you're in the opponent's inside the 20, you got to manufacture. And I think that's a product to all the games the receivers missed last year. I mean, Galladay played 14. I didn't remember that, but he played 14 games. After that, Shepard 7 games, Tony 10 games. Like, and then there's a fall off because the Giants are rebuilding. They're not deep. Yeah. And then Saquon missing games, and it's too much to take away from a team that's not deep enough yet for you to have a good season. And they were 3-7 in those 1-score games. 1-score games, 10 of them for the Giants. They had a horrible record last year, but they were in 10 games that they could have won. 1 score either way,
Now you're
so
talking,
it was
you're talking 14 wins then.
Yeah, it's crazy to
win those 10 games
Even if you get half of them, you're an 8-9 win team, and at least that's a respectable season. So I mean, with all that went wrong with the Giants last year, there is some hope for Giants fans, I feel like. But
that's why I put them above Washington.
They're definitely not on the level for me of Philly and Dallas in that division.
Washington's defensive line last year were beating each other up in the same game on the sidelines. So, I mean, I just, and now you add Carson Wentz to that.
And everything that happened
sensitive
in the offseason.
chicken tender ankles. I just can't, bro.
And
I just can't say that they're going to win.
I'm glad you said that because it's the same situation as Wentz from the Colts in a sense coming over it, minus the run game. Kind of. I mean, they got a good run game over in Washington too, but
but you hope that Gibson stays healthy because Gibson's chipped up too.
Him, and then it's a one-man show. It's a McLaurin show over there, just like it was in Indianapolis. It's going to be the same thing for McLaurin, and he's going to just have to hope.
But they drafted Robinson out of is it Bama? The running back. They drafted the running back. So you're like, all right, well, if Gibson goes down, or at least try to keep Gibson healthy and don't even let Gibson touch the ball more than 20 times a game, and get the rookie more involved. Probably
Jahan
have Gibson.
Dotson. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the running back out of Alabama.
Oh, wide receiver Jahan Dotson. They drafted him.
Yeah, that's Penn State. I'm talking about.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was talking.
I'm talking about the running back.
Oh, Brian Robinson.
My bad.
Brian